They should never gave this dude a mic.
Here we go!
He's killing it.
Watch out.
He's so in love and he's mad about it. Madluh. That's why we say,
Come on, man, you already know.
Madluh.
Just when I thought the demons I fought were dead and gone, straight out of the blue, someone like you comes along. And I don't have to turn and look over my shoulder. I already know from the song. There's 1,000 wild horses thundering behind me, hell-bent on running me down. I thought I was fast, but the sins of my past were faster still. And I'm wasting my time trying to leave them behind, 'cause I never will. You see, one drink too many, one kiss too deep, and I feel a little shake in the pound. That's 1,000 wild horses thundering behind me, hell-bent on running me down. Each one is branded, each one is mine, each one's a darkness I can't deny. I know they're coming, there's no place to hide. I'm gonna get run down, or I'm gonna run. Right now they're just a big cloud of dust, but pretty soon I'm gonna do something stupid like I tend to do, and I let them loose. So if you're thinking that maybe you're the one who could save me, baby, this ain't no merry-go-round. It's 1,000 wild horses thundering behind me, hell-bent on running me down. It's 1,000 wild horses thundering behind me, hell-bent on running me down.
Bill Abernathy. New single out right now, 1,000 Wild Horses. Let me give him an applause. We miss those. Don't we all miss those? Bill Abernathy.
Always.
Everyone loves a good story about second chances. That's exactly what Bill Abernathy's story is all about. Kansas City resident, began writing songs in his early teens and played all through his school years, but then he stopped because life took over. Okay. I love it right there. And I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on there. What was it when life took over? Like what moment was that?
Actually, it was simple, really. So I was playing and doing what I did, and I got sick, right? I got some problems with my voice.
What?
And I had some vocal nodes, and the initial thought was, just give it a rest for a few months, and you'll be good, right?
Yeah.
And so I gave it a rest for a few months, and of course, back in the day, right, you got to get a job, you got to pay the bills, right? And so I gave it a rest for a few months, and that didn't work, and then I gave it a rest for a few more months, and that didn't work, and so I kind of had a few surgeries and had a little bit of drama. And the next thing you know, I'm 43 and a half years in a career and got kids and grandkids, and off we go.
Wait. Hold up. There's a lot of skipping in there. You ever saw the movie Switch? Like, yeah. There was a lot of fast forward in that. And I hope that you really didn't take life like that. But so high school. So it says school years. Did you go to college? Did you attempt to go to college? Okay.
Yeah, I went to college for a bit on some music scholarships.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so when the life took over, the funny thing is it's like a little bit of drama. So the drama I'm gonna assume is when probably everything that was around you went wrong, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say wrong, right? I would just say different,
Okay.
So I think a lot of times, we rely on some things in our life that we think are never going to change, right?
Yeah.
And you wake up in the morning, and you're going to go to the gym or, whatever you do, it's kind of your routine, you know? And, one of those things that I had that was a constant in my life was my voice. I could always sing, you know? And I remember coming in from a show, and my voice felt kind of raspy and a little bit tired. And I thought, well, I must have, that was back in the day, right, when you got arena rock in Kansas and Boston, and everybody's way up in their upper registers all the time, and half of it screaming, and I thought, yeah, it's not too bad. Then I woke up the next morning, I couldn't talk, and that didn't go away for a bit, and
Couldn't talk.
Yeah, it just died, and so I went to the doctor, and they gave me a diagnosis, and so it was one of those things in life that you take for granted, right? That just was poof. It was just taken away, and so it was a little, it was a little depressing and all that at the time.
It has to be.
Yeah, but it wasn't so long, until just a few days, and I was able to kind of talk a bit, but it was the longest time before I could really
hold up, Bill. I think I don't know what happened, and I'm not trying to make fun of the situations, but I think what you went through, I didn't. So I got like this high voice that won't go like deeper. So I think I needed that raspiness. But anyways, you got better. You found ways to deal with it, right? And I guess that's what the on and off was like. You had to worry about your health and then go back at it, health and then back at it.
Yeah. And so, I couldn't do what I had planned on doing, I had tours set up and, all that stuff, and I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do it because, physically I just couldn't make it happen. And so I went and got a job, just like anybody else. And, over time, my voice never really came back. I ended up having to have a couple of surgeries, and that fixed it eventually. But by the time that I'd gotten that, here I was married, I had kids, you have responsibilities.
Yes.
And I've always been very, very involved in my kids' lives. And from the time that they were babies all the way through. And so I just couldn't see that doing the whole road thing, and the music thing was really going to be a lifestyle that would be conducive to me being that plugged into my kids' lives. And so, I just set it down. Now I didn't stop, right?
That's obviously all those guitars in the background. There has to be milestone guitars right there.
Yeah, I got a few. But I never stopped writing, but I just filled up drawers of lyrics, and drawers of different songs, and thoughts and ideas. But, we were very fortunate that my kids were both extremely athletic.
Yeah.
And they both ended up being Division I full ride kids.
Ooh, nice.
It was sweet. It was sweet. Wouldn't trade it for the world,
nice.
Right? Because I got to see them chase their dreams and do all that.
Yes.
And, but if you know that lifestyle, my daughter was a softball player. My son was a baseball player. Well, you traveled the United States constantly.
Yes. And you had to and that cost a lot.
Well, yeah, I was fortunate. I had a pretty good job,
Nice.
And so, but again, all those years of really just flipping a coin on Thursday night to see who was getting on what plane with what kid the next day to head to California or Florida or wherever they were playing. And so great times, fantastic times. I am so thankful that I did that when I was young because I'm not so sure that I could play that game these days. But fantastic time, you know, and again, to sit back and watch your kids chase their dreams and then achieve their dreams. Fantastic.
That's awesome. That's super
Yeah,
awesome.
but,
Let me do that thing. Let me do Let me do
well,
that.
during those years, they got a hell of a lot more applause than I did.
I mean, yo, that's hundreds of thousands of people. We do got a question from Twitch right now. She loves tattoos. The question is, are the guitars in the background yours, and are there any historic history to them?
Well, how much time do we have tonight?
I mean,
yeah. So each of those guitars are mine. It's not all of them, but each guitar
It's
has
not all of
a
them.
very. No, I have a few more.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
Nice.
You know, guitars are like people, man. You know, they have a specific personality. You know, they're made out of different woods, and the different woods age differently, and so they get a different kind of their own personality. And so each of my guitars is named, and each of my guitars has a very specific history.
Anybody's name's Lucy?
Yeah,
Do you
go
gotta
along
get...
with it. So if you look, the one right up, I'm going to try to point correctly. That one.
Okay.
That's the very first guitar that I ever got in my life. I remember explicitly the day that it happened. It was on Christmas morning.
Okay.
And it was under the Christmas tree. It was in this big triangular box. It came from Sears.
Wow,
And,
let's go. Okay.
Yeah, it was all over it. And I was probably, I don't know, 10, maybe.
10.
Yeah. But I remember trying to learn how to play that thing. And it was, you know, it's a bit of a beast. But great story behind that. And each one of them has their own gig. They have their own name. So I think this one here is a 12-string 1974 Guild F512 12-string that I actually purchased from a friend of mine, another musician. And why a keyboard player had that quality of guitar sitting in his living room, I have no idea.
Wow.
But that guitar is an instrument that really just reaches out and touches you, you know. And I actually have named him the Dude.
The Dude.
So if you're familiar, right? The Dude, because the Dude abides. You know, when you play him, it's like, okay, we're here, we have arrived, and it's time to get some stuff going on. So yeah. But each one has their own story. The one that's right behind my head, it's kind of a cool story if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm lumping it, all right.
Back in the day, I used to play a lot of 12 strings, right? And I was playing this outdoor festival in Chicago, and it was hot, right? And acoustic guitars, which is what I play, don't like heat. They don't like heat. They don't like humidity, okay? And so they go out of tune. So we had a guy that was running back and forth between every song, and he's changing guitars, right? So he's tuning one while I'm playing one, and back and forth and back and forth. And it was really kind of a hassle. And we got done, and I got a call from a friend of mine who was there. He was actually running sound for me at the time.
Right.
And he said, "Man, I have found you a guitar." Okay. Now that's like somebody calling up and saying, "Hey, Dave, I have found you a woman." It's not going to work out well.
No, it's not.
No, it's not going to work out, right? And so I thought, well, you know, how weird is this? You know, but it's a friend of mine, and he knows me, you know.
Yeah.
And the fact that he even called up and said, "Bill, I found you a guitar," I thought, well, I got to try it, you know. And so I got it and sat down and played it. And I thought, well, look at this weird thing. I mean, it's a weird thing. So acoustic guitars typically come in a 6-string model or a 12-string model, right? This one is a 9-string model, right?
Yeah.
And it's different, but The more that I played it, the more that I liked it. And the more that I liked it, the more that I played it. And the next thing I know, it's the guitar that has literally been around the world with me. And because he's different, I call him the mutant. He's
The
a
mutant. We got some names over here. Wow.
Let's
What?
see. Let's just keep rolling. The one to here.
Yeah, let's go. If you guys hold up, Bill, we're talking to Bill Abernathy right now. She Loves Tattoos on Twitch. I forget her name in real life. Out of Virginia, western side of Virginia. She asked, "Are those guitars his? And do they have any memories of them?" And of course, we talked about different backgrounds and stuff like that. And we're getting, if you guys were here at the beginning, we did play his new single, 1,000 Watt Horses. And I just want to make sure that we, for those who's just tuning in, and Bill's giving us some stories. We got the dude in there. We got the mutant. We got.
The mutant. Yeah, yeah. So I'll give you one more. So this one right there. When we were recording our Find a Way album, okay, there was a song on there that I was looking for a sound, and I'm not one of those guys that likes to use a lot of electronic things to modify sound. Yeah. I want the real sound, right? And we couldn't find the right sound for this particular song, and so I went on the hunt, right? And I found a place in Wisconsin that had a guitar, a Gibson ES 336, I believe it was, that I thought would make the noise, right? Make the correct sound that would fit into this song.
Yeah.
And so off I go to Wisconsin to find this guitar. And I get up there and I walk into this guitar store, and it was spectacular. I mean, just spectacular guitar store. And I found a salesman, and he took me to the guitar that I had told him I wanted to look at, and I was sitting there playing it. And he kept saying, "Oh, that sounds really cool, but have you tried this one, or have you tried this one?" And so at the end of the day, after I'd been there a couple of hours, I'm sitting in the middle of the showroom. I got guitars all around me, right? And I'm trying all these different guitars, and people standing around there watching and listening, making fun of me, And
what?
I'm playing, and it said this old dude walks by, right? And he stops for a minute, and he says, "You're an acoustic guy, aren't you?" And I said, yeah, I'm an acoustic guy, but I need this kind of electric sound, for this song. And he goes, "Man, I got something in the back room that might be just what you need." Okay. Now, note to self, when the owner of the place that has thousands of guitars in there, okay, mentions that he's got something in the back room, you might want to pay attention.
Yeah.
Right? So he goes and he brings this guitar out, and I sat down and I played it, and it was like, bam, that's the one. That's the sound. It's perfect, right? What I didn't do, unfortunately, was make up my mind that I was taking it home before I looked at the price tag.
Yeah.
So I had, I've spent some money on guitars over my life, but when I wrote the check for that one, I actually sweat.
What?
There were beads of sweat on my head. But fantastic guitar. I play it all the time, and I just call him Pretty Boy because he's pretty.
Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
Oh. I got Abby Bo. That's nice. Big Bill, shout out to Big Bill Abernathy. He's given us his at least probably like maybe 1/8 of his guitar history with the dudes in the background. Abby Boo out of Twitch, she's in Texas. The guitar that's named the Dude. Can you really play like him? If so, wow.
Yeah, I play like the Dude. So you're talking about Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
I would assume from the movie. Jeff could play, yeah. He plays a little bit different style than I do, but I think I can keep the Dude happy, and give him what he wants to do. Yeah.
Nice. Big shout out to everybody listening. We're gonna take one little break. I'm gonna go back to the Cross Willow Creek album. I'm in the mood to have whiskey on my mind. So we'll just go to Whiskey Road real quick, and then tell us a little bit about the song when we come back.
Do it my way, damn it. After 10 years on the road, I'm gonna show you what I found. Well, I've seen all there's to see in every one-horse town. I'm a rider and a rambler. I'm always cutting things too close. But life sometimes is hell when you're out on a whiskey road. Well, I've lived out of a suitcase in all the cheap hotels. I've threaded morning light from the bars of a country jail. You know, I've used the road my best. I always drank me a heavy load. But you soon run out of luck when you're out on a whiskey road. She's like a lady of the night. She's gonna rob you of all your riches, but she'll leave you feeling right. Some men call it trouble, that's when I call my home. When I'm traveling down the long with a whiskey road. There's lessons learned living out on the road. Be sure it's all you want from life, 'cause it's all you're ever gonna know. It's so hard to turn away from that lonely drifter's goal. But no one dares to blame when you're out on a whiskey road. She's like a lady of the night. She's gonna rob you of all your riches, but she'll leave you feeling right. Some men call it trouble, that's where I call my home. When I'm traveling down the long with a whiskey road. She's like a lady of the night. She's gonna rob you of all your riches, but she'll leave you feeling right. Some men call it trouble, that's where I call my home. When I'm traveling down the long, traveling down the long, don't you know I'm traveling down the long whiskey road. The only place I've ever called home. Whiskey road.
I know everybody in chat right now. Jack got the cheers and everything's going crazy. Thank you guys so much for that participation in there. And then we got Whiskey Road here. So Whiskey Road, let us know.
Yeah, so it's not autobiographical, right? So many of my songs, I sing about me, right?
Yeah.
But this one happens to be about not one particular friend, but a group of friends, right? A group of folks that I knew that fell into the bottle, right? And it kind of consumed them, and many of them came out, they got out. Many of them didn't, and some of the lyrics in the song actually came from them. Some of
Mm.
the things that they tell me about, what they were going through as they were going through treatments and, AA,
Yeah.
and, the Whiskey Road, she's like a lady of the night. That is a quote from a friend of mine,
Wow.
cleaned up a little bit,
Yeah.
he told me, he said, the bottle's a bit like a hooker,
Ooh.
it's gonna cost you some money. It's gonna cost you some time. You're gonna feel good for a little bit,
Yeah.
uh, but then you're gonna wake up, and you're gonna be alone, and the only thing you're gonna have left is an empty bottle, and you've got to spend the rest of your time trying to find a replacement for that, and so many of my friends that have struggled, with alcoholism, a terrible, terrible, terrible disease, that actually helped me a bit write that song. And to be honest with you, my son wrote the introduction to that,
Wow.
the guitar introduction to that, because he was listening
Wow.
to it. Yeah, no, he was listening to it one day. He likes to play a little bit, and he was listening to it, and he said, "Dad, he says, I like the song, but man, we gotta whiskey that song up a little bit." So he came up with the intro, the opening lick to that song. So yeah,
Nice, nice, nice collaboration too. I mean, you know, country music has this way of taking you and taking you with you down the road. I guess one of my guests here, Lori, is asking, um, Bill, what is your favorite road? What's your favorite memory on the road? Is her question.
oh, you mean like, well, I didn't do the whole whiskey road thing.
Okay.
Uh, I, I'll be honest with you. I never could drink whiskey. I would go start
What?
craving. I would go nuts, right? I'd just go crazy. I remember when I was in college, I went to a frat party and we were doing whiskey, doing whiskey
You know,
shots. And
it's
this was
it's
on
it's okay. It's okay, right? Because I just saw Ileana in there talking that she's never had whiskey. So shout out to Ileana.
uh, yeah,
And then she
that's
Googled it.
probably a good choice. But we drank some whiskey on a Friday night, and I woke up Sunday afternoon on a freight train 2 states away. So
What?
at some point, being drunk and jumping a freight train and running across a couple of states looked like a good idea. So I chose not to drink whiskey anymore after that.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So I guess that's a
Whiskey's my
road I
choice.
was on. Yeah.
Whiskey's my choice. So maybe it might be the sailor in me. I don't know. I don't want to be a
There you go.
stereotype.
Yeah, there you go. There you
If you
go.
guys are just joining us, Bill Abernathy, we're talking about his new single and new album that dropped this June. Bill Abernathy, you can find him all over the place, anywhere that you stream or download your music. The comeback, right? Or maybe what you can say, like the second chance, right? It was 2017 when Find a Way reached number 5 at Roots Music Report for folk album, right? How did that
Yeah.
feel? Because not only
Uh,
that, one of the singles reached number 1.
yeah. Yeah. I'm blessed. Just absolutely blessed, right? Find a Way was actually our second album. I recorded a pure acoustic album initially, just to see if it was fun, just to see if there was any kind of an audience, for the kind of thing that I do. And a couple of those songs did well. And so we went in and we made Find a Way, and much more produced, a lot more,
Hmm.
electronic instruments, a lot more drums, a little bit more rock and roll. There's a little bit of rock and roll in Find a Way. And to have it be accepted, by folks, the way that it was spectacular. And to have the song called "Goodbye Would Never Come Again" hit number 1. I mean, that's the thing, man. I mean, there's moments in your life where you got to go, wow. I remember the first time I heard one of my songs on the radio, I thought, wow, how cool is this? I
Yeah.
remember the first time I saw my name on a billboard, advertised at a show that I was doing in that town. I thought, wow, look at this. And then, you have a song that hits number 1. and you go, okay, it don't get any better at this. You just sit back and you just enjoy it. And you're so appreciative of the people that made that happen, and it's folks, like you and folks that like your audience that listen to the stuff and thank you, because that was a good day, man.
That is a good day. Thank you guys so much for the number ones. If you guys could throw the number ones all over the screen, that'd be really lovely.
Well, we could make another one of my songs number one if you want. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, let's do that. So, if you think about it, right? If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, Bill took a long break, right? He took a long break. He comes back as if it was timing. You're hitting these charts, you're getting with the right people. People are talking about you guys like it's, next big thing out of Missouri all the time, always doing interviews, always getting your songs played. Your song debuts topping the iTunes charts in South Africa. Like,
who knew? Yeah. I mean, who knew? There's so much data available. That was kind of my gig. When I did my 9-to-5 corporate thing. I did a lot of business analytics and that type of thing. And you look at the data that's out there for what your song, how much your songs are getting played and where they're getting played and all that. And it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating to see, like Australia. My songs get a lot of play in Australia and in Europe and South Africa, and you kind of go, that's cool. It's a cool thing. It really is. Yeah.
That has to be amazing. If you guys just tuning in, Bill out of Missouri comes out and he is world known, and he's probably wondering, how did this happen? For real though, you can't do this by yourself.
Oh no, absolutely not. There's so many people.
So many people involved, exactly. And I just want to let people understand that, because as an artist, sometimes as you state and your story says, life gets in the way, and you are going to need the other people who do this for a living, so you can go to those games, so you can go and be a grandpa, right? Mm-hmm. So you can go and do all that, and then once the weekend's over, you'll catch up and say, "Oh, okay, schedule's ready. I'm good." And how does that feel to have a team versus probably when you first grab the guitar is, how am I going to get there? How am I going to do this? Because I know it has to be a different feeling when so many people support you and what you do.
Yeah, there's so many people. And I learned this in the corporate world. So, I manage projects for a large global company all over the world. And the one thing that I learned from that is know what you do well, right? There's certain things that I know how to do, okay, that I feel pretty good about. I'm pretty good at this, right? I'm pretty good at writing a song. I'm pretty good at playing the guitar, right? But as far as some of the other things, some of the folks that I work with, the other musicians that I work with are phenomenal. They're far better than I am. And, they add so much, and then you go into the technical side with the engineers and, all the guys that are doing all the button pushing and, and all that, and then doing the mixing and the mastering. And then, you get a product, and then what the heck do you do with it? And that's where you get folks like Michael Stover, who I think hooked us up, right?
Yeah, I love Mike. Wow.
Oh, he's a great guy.
I can't even believe I know him. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm sitting here so honored to know that guy.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. And he just does a great job of promoting and, getting you out there. And then, then you just, it's the old adage of the harder the work, the luckier you get, right? Yeah. But my whole gig is to get good people and get out of the way. I don't need to micromanage what's going on. Here I've done my thing. Here it is. What are we going to do with it? And then I'm going to support it. Talking with folks like you. But at the end of the day, those guys they're the ones. It's not me. I make a little bit of music, but to be honest with you, I would enjoy making the music sitting right here in my loft by myself. I enjoy that just as much. But those guys take it and off they go with it, and they do what they do, and they do it very well. And I've been very, very fortunate. You hear a lot of horror stories in the music industry, right? I've been fortunate to have the blessing, really, to work with people that had ethics, that people that really took care of the folks that they were working with. And I mean, it's great, but there's an element of trust, right?
Yes.
So you have to trust people, and sometimes that's hard for folks, but
real hard.
When you have really good people, and you know that they're really in it for the right reasons, and they're doing what they can to support you, then just let them do it, man. Get out of the way,
Yeah. Big shout out to everybody listening. Bill Abernathy with us talking guitars, talking 1,000 wild horses. We're talking a whole bunch of stuff right now. Love the convo so far. But if you guys didn't know, Bill did tell us in the beginning that there'd be times where he'd lose his voice, and here he is, solo singer, charting charts and doing everything. So we're going to take a little bit break, and we're going to talk about present things that are going on, not current events, because it seems like we're about to go back in time 1 year. Let's not do that. But More Than Meets the Eye is one of my favorites. I'm telling you guys, I was in the gym listening to this. I'm telling you, there's no way I could tell you how I was looking.
There's more to this than meets the eye. Decisions based on biased lies, determining who lives and dies, whose freedoms are lost, whose justice is blind. There's so much more to this than meets the eye. Happening around us, it's so real, so very treasonous. When the truths we hold so dear are cast into shadow, the rose-colored glasses adopted by the masses shade the truth, compelling all just to follow. The facts is there reported, so biased, so distorted by those who are paid to fabricate disillusion. False flag indoctrination running rampant through the nation, down a primrose path that's leading us to ruin. Don't you know that there's more to this than meets the eye? Decisions based on biased lies, determining who lives and dies, whose freedoms are lost, whose justice is blind. There's more to this than meets the eye. When leaders dictate sacrifice, when freedom's lost to compromise, there's so much more to this than meets the eye.
Let me see everybody with those emails. Let's go.
The pure misinformation, the mental masturbation, where the darkened heads propagate their agendas. The facts are all negotiable, they're taste than meets the eye. When leaders mandate your sacrifice, when your freedom is lost to their compromise, there's so much more to these, so much more to these, so much more to these than meets the
Bill Abernathy, More Than Meets the Eye on QSJ Radio. So imagine, right? Imagine me, right? I think I'm working out chest or something. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, I got goals. And then I'm sitting there and remember, I'm in the gym. So these are one of the places where, I could just, zone out, zen, whatever it is. I don't know how I found at that, because seriously, it takes a lot to just go to the gym. But I'm looking around. I got all these different types of people around me. All right? These are probably the same people that were just bashing each other on Facebook and doing a whole bunch of things, but we're all together working out. We're giving each other bumps. We're like high-fiving each other, helping each other out, and I'm like in a big gym, right? I'm talking to people I'm not supposed to talk to, like, hey. But at the end of the day, listening to this song, there was a lot going on. And I know that has to do with current events. Even though we didn't want to talk about it, that has to be. What's the story behind that?
Well, it's really simple. And yes, the basis of it is about current events, but the challenge that I gave myself was to take a step back. I think a lot of times, with our 24/7 news cycle, and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and, all the other social media things, right? We could get lost in the weeds, man. We get so focused on this or so focused on that we kind of lose track of everything else that's going on, right? And so More Than Meets the Eye to me was my exercise to take a step back and say, okay, let's forget about the details for a bit, right? Let's make ourselves, you can't see the forest for the trees, right? I wanted to step back and see the forest. What's the big picture? What's really going on? Why do we have, the societal strife that we have? Why do we have the political conflict that we have? Why do we have this huge divide in the United States? What's really causing that? And to me, just basically, right? We learned in kindergarten that it's not cool to call everybody names. You remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, you call somebody a name in kindergarten, what happens?
You're in trouble.
You get sent to I don't know. You're younger than me, right?
Sometimes I don't know. They still suplexed me. I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes you might get sent to the corner and time out. In my day, you'd get your hand slapped. With a ruler. Because it's not cool to call somebody names, right?
No.
But yet, you turn on, what's going on in the world today, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
We compartmentalize everybody in these little bitty buckets. You're this, you're that, you're Republican, you're Democrat, you're liberal, you're conservative, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you stop the madness, right?
Yeah.
We're people, right? We're people. Can we just be intelligent enough to understand that we're people?
Yeah.
And the more names that you call and the more stereotypes that you use and the more compartmentalization that you make, you're losing that contact with people. And, we're really pretty good folks. I always tell folks, I was talking to a friend of mine, we were talking about this particular song. And he said, Bill, you sounded like you were mad. And I said, well, I'm a little frustrated with the whole gig because I really believe that if we would turn off social media and if we turn off and I'm using quotations, the
Yeah.
news stations, okay,
Yes.
and go out and talk to people, right? Go out and have a conversation. Go out and fist bump with somebody at the
Yes.
gym. Talk to somebody you're not supposed to at the gym, right? Have a legitimate adult conversation with people. I think we would find that maybe we're not as divided as we are told to be, right?
I don't want to cut in. I don't want to talk about myself, but I've been in the service 21 years. 21 years I have been with all sorts of Americans. And I'm going to tell you right now, the black kid from New York and the black kid from Cali, two different people. Sorry. You know? The nerdy kid from Washington, the nerdy kid from Florida, two different people. When you throw a whole bunch of Americans together in the same room, college becomes a problem. Home teams become a fight. Playoffs. But you know what they're doing? They're watching this together.
Uh-huh.
They're still giving each other a good game.
Uh-huh.
See, being in the service also did something to me where no matter what, we're trying to get home. At the end of the day, we're trying to get home. I can talk that smack. I can do whatever. I'm not going to get in trouble for it. There's other people out there that they don't have the privilege to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part where people don't understand. Just like you, I don't see what these people see. Now, I don't want people to take it like, hey, injustice, this, that, conspiracy. We get it. We live in a country where we're so free that we forget we're free.
Mm-hmm.
That we forget it.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we forget it, you want to reach to a time where it never really happened to you or never even happened to your generation of your family. I don't want to make it sound like I want them to forget history. We don't want to forget history because we don't want to repeat it.
Exactly.
As a human race, we don't. The same goal all of us have is to survive, is to live long and complain about it.
Well, you know what? One of the things that we as a society are fascinated with, man, is drama. God, we love drama. We love generating drama. We love living in drama. And if we don't have enough, we find some way to generate some more.
I got my drama queen in the chat right now. What's up, Boss EV? How you doing? But anyways.
I so agree with you with that. I think that, we're just people and we're all different. I mean, you mentioned it, right? I live in Kansas City. I am and have been my entire life a Raiders fan. Okay. Living in Kansas City.
Oh my God.
And right now, Kansas City is like the epitome of football, right? We've got Mahomes, we've got Kelsey, all those guys, right? And the Raiders are not all that, right? But I'm still a Raiders fan.
Yes.
But, interestingly enough, I can sit, at Buffalo Wild Wings or someplace and watch a Chiefs-Raiders game with a bunch of Chiefs fans, and we have a good time.
Yes.
We're rooting for different people, right? For different reasons, yeah? But we could still have a good time.
Yes.
You don't always have to agree, but you have to be good people. Be a human, Nobody's going to agree with everything unless everybody agrees with me, which would really be a bad choice.
That it would be.
That would be a really bad choice.
Even with me, guys.
We're never going to agree on everything, but we can be good folks and be able to have the discussion, right? And just agree to disagree, and we don't have to hate each other,
I got She Loves Tattoos in the chat again. I wish we can get these people from all over the country that end up in one big melting pot city and learn to drive similar. True story. True story.
Well, there's things that happen in life. You're talking about driving. So I bought a new car today. I'd ordered it months ago, and it finally came in, right? And of course, I'm like everybody else. I drive all the time, right? But today, I'm in my new car, my brand new car. Got 13 miles on it.
Wow, nice.
And I'm like, you're so focused on all the other drivers because you don't want anybody to put a scratch on this new vehicle, right? And so today, I was a little bit negative, thinking, man, could you people fix this? What are you doing? Use a blinker, will you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It gets really cautious. You're like, after holding the car for so long, you just really don't care. But you start seeing things. Bill, what's going on now with COVID and all this? It's starting to fade away. I know we are hearing things that might come back. But as a musician, what are you seeing? What's coming out? Shows, promotions. What's going on with you today?
Well, so you mentioned COVID, so I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. So I did a tour through 6 states in early 2020, right before COVID hit, and then when I got back a week later, and so. I went into quarantine, and as everybody did, and and then I retired, right, from my 9 to 5 in November.
Congratulations.
Of last year, and then rode the COVID thing out. During that time, Crossing Willow Creek was out, and we're having a lot of charting, a lot of airplay, and a lot of stuff, and so I ended up doing quite a few live stream concerts just from my, it was right here.
Yeah.
And did a lot of, dozens of them for, fans all over the world. Note to self, when somebody says they would like for you to do a show for their huge audience in Australia, but they want it to be on prime time on a Friday night, you need to do the math, because I played a show at 6 a.m. in Kansas City for prime time in Sydney.
Wow.
Do the math first before you say yes. But, so we did all that.
Not even breakfast.
Oh, no, it's crazy, man. I had so much coffee in me, it was nuts. But we did some other cool things. I live in a historical part of Kansas City called the Kansas City Market. The building that my loft is in was built in 1880. It's on the National Historic Register, and so I'm kind of in mom and pop land. All the restaurants, all the stores, everything that I use that really supply my life. Are mom and pops. Well, here comes COVID. And they've got no foot traffic, right?
Oh my God!
So we did some things. That was actually my daughter's idea, which I thought was kind of cool. So. We did what we called the coronavirus sessions, where I actually took requests, which is not one of my things. It's not something I do.
Cover
often,
songs.
Right?
Wow.
Cover songs.
Oh man.
And we took requests that I would record these and make videos of them, here in my loft, and I'd post about on Facebook. And whoever requested that song, right? All I asked of them was to go and support a local. Buy a gift card or take out, whatever. And that kind of exploded all over the place.
Nice.
And, a lot of local businesses got a lot of really good support. And it was kind of fun for me, because I played songs that I will guarantee you once I hit done on the record, I will never play them again.
Nice.
But
they hit you with a hip hop request. I know it.
Yeah. No, so I got some really bad ones.
Oh my God!
I actually played an acoustic cover of Meatloaf's "2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad."
Stop playing.
Oh, no, it was freaking epic, and I did it right because it had been requested, and these people were going to give money, and they were going to do all this stuff, right? But I had to wear sunglasses, because it was so embarrassing that I had to maintain some element of anonymity to do that, but did that.
Cheers to that.
I played the theme song from Frozen, right? Let it go. Yeah. There were a few. Yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of fun, it was interesting and challenging a bit, to sit down and try to figure out these songs and try to make them sound reasonable on an acoustic guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was for the town. It was.
We did all that, and then things started breaking out, and I'm pretty fortunate. I have a lot of friends in the music world that this is what they do. This is their income, this is their livelihood. And if they're not playing, they're not making any money. And so when things started to break, and they're really just starting to really roll here in Kansas City, I'm not going out. I'm not taking that stage time away for some people that I know need the money. They need to get back in, and they need to do all. I'm fortunate. I'm retired, and I've got a decent income, and so so I'm not doing shows. I am planning on doing some in September. In October, I've got to go through Nashville, and then I've got to get down to Austin, Texas, and play a few shows. And I may want to end up in Arizona, because that's a pretty good time to be in Arizona. Just saying. So but I'm gonna do a few shows and maybe a little tour. But as far as getting out and banging it 3 nights a week, I'm not that guy. So I'm just going to sit back and let all the locals.
Like every 2 weeks.
Everybody's excited, because they've been locked up. So everybody's going out and they're spending a lot of money, and the guys are catching up. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, one of the guys that plays with me all the time. And we've got some new stuff that we need to start working on in the studio. And I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Yeah, man, no, not till August. I'm booked."
Wow.
He's booked 5-6 nights a week. So that's great.
That's nice.
Hopefully that continues. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get the flashback COVID thing, that people are talking about with the new variant and all that. And we have to go through all that drama.
I am not with that right now. But congratulations to everybody working. It is very frightful. I think we're be a kind of a little bit better off because we kind of know what to expect. But for a musician world, an artist world, it is kind of detrimental to the career, and you have to fall into the digital realm and see all this crap you don't want to see. Like, you have to read the BS just to be able to hit live and then just be mad the whole time you're on stream because you just saw somebody meme something that doesn't make any sense. But anyways. Exactly.
Yeah. But there's advantages too, just saying, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody like me, I kind of do concerts, right? So I don't really like do, the bar thing.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that's good or bad.
You're just fortunate.
Folks that do that, and they're great at it. No. It's just different. Right?
Yeah.
That's just what I do.
Concerts, yes.
Yeah. But I was talking with a buddy of mine the other day, and they have a pure cover band. But they do the dangest thing, man. So they take live requests. Okay. They have a portfolio of over 700 songs, right? And they just play them. And so they did this thing during COVID, where they used this technology. They were all at their own homes, right?
Yeah.
In different places all over the city. But yet they all played together.
Syncing.
This black magic voodoo, God only
there
knows
is
what
no
thing.
way. No way.
No. They did it, and they did it every Wednesday night for months.
Nice.
For months.
Wow.
And it was spectacular. And I was asking him, because we were talking about a project that I've got coming up, and I wanted him to come in and play on it a little bit. And I said, "So, man, now that you're back out playing live, is it all you could be?" And he said, "Man, I'll have to tell you, I got a little bit spoiled with the live streaming thing." And he said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "I didn't have to watch anybody get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of my solo. And I didn't see anybody try to hit on the girl next to him in the middle of my solo when I'm trying to make a point. Nobody threw up and nobody spilled beer." And
I feel that. I feel that.
I could could work for 3 hours and I didn't smell like an old bar.
Yeah.
It's there's some good to it.
Wow. I get it. Like that whole visual, people forgot. Like some people are not interested, or they got to run somewhere. It's a different. It makes you feel weird because it's like, do you like my stuff or not? And in reality, it's like you got to keep the show going.
Yeah.
And especially if you're there for an audition, and the guy or girl is there on the phone, and you're like, are they even paying attention to me? Like, oh my God.
Exactly. So there's pluses and minuses. I kind of enjoy I enjoy the live stream thing because, to be honest with you, it's practice. I mean, I practice several hours a day anyway, and if I could hook up 2 or 3 cameras and and turn them on and say, okay, we're live, I'm just doing what I do, and people like it, and so to me, it's okay, it's fine, and you get a lot of reading the chats and all that. It's fun, right? It's fun. And people from all over the world have chimed in on some of our stuff. So that's cool, but there are folks that really live for that buzz. They live for the audience. They live for that live thing. And it's cool. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's cool, right? But there are folks that's their thing. They want to get out and they want to, get everybody up and, and shaking their booty and, all that stuff.
That brings me to a question from Brooklyn, New York. One of my good friends, Boss CV. She's an R&B singer, but she also understands that the genres have evolved, in especially in folk and in country. What do you feel about this new era of music?
So that's a loaded question, and thank you very much. Only somebody from Brooklyn would have enough guts to ask one that's loaded live.
Right? I'm telling you.
Yeah. So this is what I think. I think that music is becoming a little bit segregated, right? So the hip hop artists, right, are kind of in their own world, and the R&B guys, and then there's the rock guys. My thing is that as a singer-songwriter, I don't have to do that. I could rock out like, More Than Meets the Eye is kind of a rocker, and then, you played the Horses song, 1,000 Wild Horses, that's about as Americana. That's what they call it, because they don't know what to call it. Anything else. So that's about as Americana as it gets. Whiskey Road, that's pure country rock stuff, So as a songwriter, I get to pick, what genre of music I think is best going to portray the song, right? And the message of the song. I mean, you couldn't sing a song about whiskey without having my son write whiskey up the intro to it. It's got to sound like you're out drinking. It's got to sound like you're out doing that, And so I think that some of the artists that I'm seeing more and more and more of this actually are really starting to cross, right? They're really starting to mix it up a little bit. It's hard in the industry because once you're there and you're a country guy, your label is wanting you to crank out the next big country hit. And if it sounds a whole lot like the one that you just had, they could care less as long as people listen to it, right?
Yes.
But that's the beauty of independent artists is you can, you don't really have a label beating on you, and so you can mix it up, So we play, I got blues tunes, I've got a tune that's kind of jazzy, even my studio guys, most of them are jazz musicians, and they came in and they said, "Oh my God, Bill, you're playing real adult chords and stuff on this song," So,
how they get those jazz guys, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. God bless them, but fantastic musicians, and I always appreciate the fact that they dumb it down for me, so that they can play my stuff. But I think that's cool when you get a chance to mix it up like that. I like that, and it really shows the versatility of the musicians and the versatility of the writers, and audiences kind of like it too.
Yeah. Because you're not doing the same thing.
Exactly.
You're not doing the same thing.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to sound like I'm dogging on anybody, but I'm gonna use this as an example. I mean, how many songs do we really need to hear from Taylor Swift that she broke up with another boyfriend? At some point,
I
you
mean,
want to hear something different, right?
I mean, I mean, since you've been gone. But anyways.
There's a great story about that, right? I was talking, I saw this somewhere, and they were talking about, Taylor Swift is all the time writing songs and recording them about her boyfriends that she broke up with. And somebody said, hold back, hold on. Stevie Nicks says, hold my beer, because Stevie Nicks wrote songs about her boyfriend breaking up with her, and then made him play them with her on stage. That's another whole level.
That's crazy.
You got to love
That's
that.
nuts.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and take a little break here. But before we take a little bit of a break, Kansas City, Missouri, Bill Abernathy started this way back in the day. He got a little guitar in the back right there. Since 10 years old, Christmas tree. And then he ended up having a kind of like a vocal type of a disease that would have him almost silent for a couple of days at a time. Did music all through his school years. Life happened. Then he got this second chance, and now he's top charting all over the world. An amazing guy. Check out this thing right here. This is out of the Cross Willow Creek album. Okay, because I got to bring it back. This is stuff that happened just last year, that a lot of these artists, they come out with these albums and they didn't have a chance to promote them due to the pandemic. So this is called Any Port. Okay.
Oh, my.
We got to do it.
Okay.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
This one's got a good story.
It looked like a picture, portrait of American dream. A man and a woman and a growing family. But pictures can't show what's behind the scene. How easy it is for us to misconceive. This picture's just not as pretty as it may seem. I guess she got lonely, maybe she didn't feel loved. But soon her desire turned to another's touch. Well, she knew the rules and she had been warned, but he gave her shelter from this life of storms. So with open arms they met behind closed doors. Now she'll take any port in a storm. She's gonna take any port in a storm. Any way to keep her heart safe and warm. She'll take any port in a storm. She thought she'd be happy living this life. That joy turned into the tears she's crying. Her restless heart is shattered and torn from playing a game called Any Port in a Storm. She thought that she could handle all the treason. She thought that she could handle all the lies. The truth is always laying right there in matter how well you weather the skies. Any port in a storm she's gonna take. Any port in a storm. Any way to keep her heart safe and warm she'll take. Any port in a storm. She thought she'd be happy living this life. That joy turned into the tears she is crying. Her restless heart is now shattered and torn from playing a game called Any Port in a Storm. Any port in a storm. Any port in a storm.
Bill Abernathy off of the Cross Willows Creek album that was Any Port. An amazing song. I'm not going to lie. I saw it on the website. It was one of the featured tracks that you had on there. If you guys didn't know, BillAbernathy.com / Cross Willow Creek for access to the 2020 album that he had there. There is a lot of things that happen in my life. I'm not as young as you probably think I am. Okay. And there are some writing skills in there that you can take this song in any direction. There were people from Boston, Virginia, D.C. area, Tennessee, New Jersey, North Carolina listening in, and you took them with you in their story, and it's what I consider late right now, and what is your story behind this one?
Yeah, this is a true story song. So we had some really, really, really good friends, and this is quite some time ago. So my kids were little, and like the kids were like 6, 8, 10, right in that world. And we had some really, really good friends, married couple. They had 3 kids, and I said it looked like a picture. They had this beautiful home and a little white picket fence and all their kids, and it all just looked beautiful. But pictures can't hide what's behind the scenes. So she was not happy in her marriage, right? And ended up meeting a guy, and they had an affair, and she thought that she could probably keep that a secret, but that that's never going to work out for you. Just saying, at some point you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
And she did, and it ruined their marriage, ruined him. Her husband was just a mess. Their kids had to go through that whole gig, at a very young age, and a very impressionable age, and she thought that this guy, he was the one, right? And the last time that I talked to her, she was on about number 7 of the guys that she thought was the one.
Wow.
And interestingly enough, I was talking with a friend, and she's a psychologist, right?
Yeah.
And she had mentioned this song, and she said, she wanted to hear the story. And so I told her, roughly what I just told you. And she said, I think that this person is probably looking for something that they already had and didn't appreciate. Right. So, they had the wife, they had the husband, they had the kids, they had the life, they were living the quote American dream. Right.
Yeah.
And, she she messed that up, and now, she's just looking for any port in the storm. You know, any
Big
port in the
deep right
storm.
there. Oh my gosh. I should have just kept that to myself. Oh man, that's really it's so crazy because people don't. If you guys weren't here in the beginning, Bill Abernathy tells us these are stories that have come into our life. We've ran into about 2 songs now that he has written about other people's lives. I'm going to assume these people meant so much to you, and that you really had to just sit there and just write about it, because just if you couldn't really tell them yourself, you had to tell them in song, so you could let it out. And I really like that. I really love that. And I know that I know Cross the Willow Creek probably got its own little story, but amazing. Everybody's out here. I got Queen Gina Marie. I'm not sure where she's from. Maybe even what pronoun you are. I apologize. It says, "Wow, this is my life the other way around." Like, these are things that people go through a lot, where someone decides to disappear on them and try to find everything that they already had. That the things exactly like you said, didn't appreciate. I probably could relate to that myself. But that's a whole different interview. But
Yeah, we do that whole grass is always greener thing,
Yeah,
on the other side of the fence, and
but you still got to cut the lawn.
You sure do. You sure do.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
That was good, man. That was good.
I'm trying here.
Yeah,
that was nice.
That song. I was playing at a benefit show in Kansas City prior to COVID, and there were several people in the audience that knew the story, right? And were actually, they knew the people, and knew, at least I don't ever tell anybody who the song is about, right, by name. But they kind of had figured it out.
Yeah.
Right. And as I was playing it, I remember as I wrote that song, it was very emotional for me. And there were tears and all that as I watched this beautiful life crumble. Right. But as I played that song, I looked out into the audience, and the people that actually knew the situation all had tears in their eyes, because it was really sad.
If you guys didn't know, Bill is always calling his music career right now his second chance. He's calling it that. It's really crazy that to find out that you had kind of a vocal disease that kept you silent for a few days. There's this quote that you got, sometimes life is good to you and it gives you a second chance. And of course, in your youth, you walked away from music for so many reasons, so many personal reasons. And it probably could have been because you didn't get the right Hulkamania ice cream. It could have been something as minor as that. And now you've been given a second chance to pursue this and this thing we love called music, and you're really enjoying the ride. There has to be some ups and downs here. Like, there's something that you don't like about the industry, or maybe things that happen, but I can't see it, and I really like how you're just hiding that part, not really, or maybe it doesn't really exist. I know that you talked about it. People hear so many myths about the music industry, but in reality, you just got to surround yourself with people that support what it is that you're really trying to do, and maybe they see something bigger than you see it, and that's really amazing. If you guys just tuning in, BillAbernathy.com, you can find more information. He's also on Facebook at Bill Abernathy Music. On Twitter,
actually, it's Bill Abernathy, singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter, okay.
Yeah, the Bill Abernathy music page got hacked.
Wow.
And, yeah.
I started doing that nasty stuff.
Drama.
Oh my
there's a
gosh.
bunch of drama, but anyway, yeah. The Facebook page is Bill Abernathy, singer songwriter, and it's my audience and my fan base is they're kind of big on Facebook, so I put quite a bit of stuff out there. So
I know you didn't want to talk about too much of a personal thing going on, but you know, divorce, right? I've been through some of them. Life story. Somebody put the camera on me. Is this also one of those second chances that you didn't have to wait on somebody else to support you?
no, not at all.
Okay.
So typically, when people talk about divorces, right, it has this real negative connotation. And yes, it's a big deal. And yes, lives have changed. And yes, people go their separate ways. In my particular case, I suppose if you had to call it something, I have the divorce that people dream of.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
My ex and I are the great friends.
No,
We
no.
see each other all the time.
Not
you know,
believing it. I'm not. Let me stop.
plugged into our kids' lives, plugged into our grandkids' lives. Hell, I saw her today.
Nice.
When we got a divorce, it was a mutual thing.
Yeah.
We knew that we were both going our separate ways, and she had her thing going on, I had my thing going on. None of it had to do with infidelity or anything. It was just we got married when we were babies. I was 21, she was 19. And you grow up and things change, and we just kind of just went our separate ways. I mean, to be honest with you, we used the same lawyer. I mean, that's how good it was.
Wow.
Exactly.
You know what? I got to do it again. Bill, we love you out here. What?
Yeah. Well, but the point is you have an investment. You have a life investment with people, and we had kids and we had grandkids, and all these things. And are you really going to screw all that up?
Yeah.
By trying to get nasty and dirty and making things harder than they are. I'm a simple guy. I'm not smart enough to make simple things complex. I'll never figure it out. So I try to keep simple things simple. And in that particular case, in that situation, though it was not easy, and I don't want to give that impression, it's very emotional and all that, right? But it's not ugly, and it's really good. I mean, it's a good thing.
It has to feel good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So, do yourself a favor if you have to go through that. Keep simple things simple.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a believer in that. Yeah.
That's big. I kind of needed that advice a while ago. Hopefully I don't have to go through that again. I'm not doing it. I'm telling you, people. But amazing, especially because of the successful children you have. You that had to be a team effort anyway. So big
Always
shout out
very
to
supportive. My family is very supportive of what I do, and my daughter manages most of my social media stuff.
Wow,
because
nice.
I don't want to, my son actually, helps me out and kind of gives me the younger musicians, touch on a few things, and he gives me a little critique and say, Dad, really, it's not the 60s anymore. Why don't you try something different? My grandkids, to be honest with you, my grandkids help me produce all of the live stream concerts, right? That I've done. They come over, they do it, they help me manage.
They have everything we just gave them. Yeah. Of course, they know how to run this stuff.
Exactly. And my granddaughter, who is 4, is the one that made me sing "Let It Go" live on freaking Facebook. So it's a family gig, man. Papa, can you sing "Let It Go, Let It Go"? Yes, sure I can.
Oh my God. Big shout out to everybody listening. Tune in to QSJRadio.com, home of the unsigned artists. Let's go play a game. Okay, it didn't work. All right. We have now started our fast round. Oh my, why didn't this work?
Should never gave this dude a mic. Here we go. He's killing it. Watch out. He's showing love and he's mad about it. Madluh. That's why we say. Come on, man. You already know. Madluh.
It was supposed to say something else. Whatever. I'll edit it later. Whatever. Okay, this is our fast round. We're probably going to ask you about 25 questions. Have you ever played this or that?
No, but I'll take a run at it.
Okay. Whether you're just asking questions or playing a game, you should get more details of one of the answers to surprise you. So this or that is basically I'm going to name one thing or the other. Which one would you pick? All right.
Okay.
Bill Abernathy, please, if you guys haven't yet, please go ahead and follow him all over the place. He's there. Go stream him. He's doing his thing. You guys love his music. I see the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. First question, dog or cat?
Oh, dog. Dog.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Phone call or text?
Oh, phone call. Phone call.
I mean, you're OG. Let's get serious.
No, I'm just here to tell you about, my fingers and my hands are designed to play the guitar, not to thumb text. So,
okay.
My texting involves, hey, can you talk? And then we pick up the phone and we talk to
nice,
each other.
nice. Yeah. I'm gonna start using that. Toast or eggs?
Eggs.
Cardio or weights?
Cardio.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. You got to see faces. You got to put it together, right?
Well, and I didn't get this gray hair out of a bottle. I'm a little bit old,
I mean, it's only a decade old, right? I think almost. Ice cream cone or snow cone?
Oh, ice cream cone.
Mobile games or console games? Have you seen?
Oh, console games.
Yes. Let's go. Let me find out you got a Twitch. Okay.
I do.
No snap. Let's get serious. Bill's on Twitch. Drop the Twitch.
Why do you think that my grandsons like to come hang out with
what?
me? Every video console on the planet, a 72-inch TV, they're rolling, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make sure you drop the Twitch so we could just follow you guys. All right. While walking, music or podcast?
Podcast. Would you like for me to tell you why?
Yeah, definitely.
When I listen to music, and it's not and I'm trying to do something else, I have to listen to music that doesn't have lyrics. Because when I hear lyrics, I get into the lyrics, and the next thing you know, I'm walking into a lake. So it's easier for me to listen to a conversation than it is to listen to music.
The chat has gotten involved. Out of Virginia, Apple or Android?
Oh, Apple, without question. It just works.
Let's let them know. I'm telling you. That's so simple. It works. All right.
It just works.
Pineapple on pizza or no?
Absolutely not. That's an absolute travesty of all things culinary.
I don't know why, but my mom put me onto it when I was a teen. I was hungry. I like it. All right. Pepsi or Coke products?
Yeah, I don't drink soda. So
we got a winner here. It's ginger ale.
I'm a tea and coffee and water kind of guy.
Okay. Yes. Formal or functional parties?
Functional.
Everybody loves you in chat, just to let you know. Pop or indie?
Indie.
Cake or pie?
Whoa. Cherry pie.
Cherry pie. We got a flavor in there, people.
Yeah, cherry pie.
You can't.
Love it.
I love apple pie. I'm going to tell you, I love apple pie, but cherry is second. I'm telling you. Swimming or sunbathing?
Oh, neither one. Swimming. let me just explain this to you, man. Can you see me? Okay. I got the melanin pigmentation of a dude that's designed to sit in smoky bars in Ireland and tell jokes. I got no business being out in the sun. No business out there.
He said in Ireland. You guys any? It's the bar in Ireland. True story. I'm not gonna lie. When I went to Poland one day, we went to an Irish pub. Did you hear what I just said? I went to Poland and went to an Irish pub. And he was like, "Hey man, I got you something." Anyways, all right. And yes, they were all watching soccer. Big party or small gathering?
I'm a small gathering guy.
Rich friend or a loyal friend?
Loyal friend, without question.
Football or basketball?
Oh, football. I mean, anytime that you get the opportunity to see large, athletic people running at full speed into each other with the intent to injure, you can't beat that. That's America.
Yes. And I didn't realize how large these people were until I started going to like the sign events. And I'm like, okay.
No, I will never forget the look. So a little story, right? So my son signed with the University of Alabama coming out of high school.
Stop playing! Bama!
To play baseball.
Okay,
right?
okay.
And he goes down there, and on one of his recruiting trips, he gets to go to a football game, right? Yeah. And they take all the little recruits out onto the field, and so they get an idea of what it's like at Alabama, Roll Tide, all that. And my son, quite a baseball player, one of the best. He was one of the top 50 players in the country. And he went down there, and his game was all about hitting the ball and speed, right? And playing defense.
Yeah.
And he was 5'9" and extremely fast. Okay, extremely fast. He came home from the football game, and he looked at me and he said, "I got no chance down here. These people are huge." He said just standing next to some of the football players intimidated him, and he found out that they were the defensive backs. They weren't even the big guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I don't even know if I know that many tall people or strong people. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Work hard or play hard?
Yes.
I love it. You know what I mean? Let's get serious. Job is done. Let's go have fun.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I didn't mean to make that sound like I had bars or anybody. Thank you so much. Nice car or nice home interior?
I'm not a car guy. So yeah, I like home interior,
Yes.
My loft.
That literally looks so lovely.
Yes. Well, yeah, but my loft that I live in, a lot of people say that it's like walking into a log cabin museum in the middle of Kansas City. So I like atmosphere. I like that feel.
I just because I don't want to talk about myself so much, but I do love interior. But the whole thing outside, it scares the crap out of me. I'm from the city, and I have, I guess, upped my game. And the crickets outside won't shut up. I don't know how to get them to shut up. Can you? Or is it that I just got to deal with it?
No, man, it's Mother Nature. You just have to embrace it.
I'm not about to do this because one of them just listen, man. Let me stop. Jogging or hiking?
Hiking.
I know this is probably a little too personal, but bath or shower?
Oh, I'm a shower guy, without question.
Hey, man, I don't know how people sit in their own dirt, but yeah. Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Hamburger or taco?
Oh, hamburger.
Yeah. All American right here. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's not playing.
I'm all about the beef, man. All about the beef.
I love it. Couch or recliner?
Oh, recliner, without question.
I gotta fall asleep. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done. Now, this is new. Online shopping or shopping in a store?
Online. I've been an online guy for a long time.
Nice. He must have been at one of those big companies.
Except for guitars.
Guitars. You got to touch them.
Yeah.
You got to check the.
I mean, you can't find a guitar online. You got to touch it. You got to feel it. It's kind of like finding a date. You got to see it. Right?
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Feel where it's been through.
Yeah, exactly.
I still want to know how much that damn guitar cost in the back. I still want to know.
You'll never know. But I will tell you this. It's made out of pre-1982 Brazilian rosewood. Pre-1982, because after 1982, it was illegal to harvest it. And when I travel with it, I have to carry a document that states that, so that I don't go to jail at the airport.
Holy crap.
Like I said, I sweat when I paid for it, man.
Wow. Yo, you guys got to know the history of this stuff, because a lot of instruments were made with this stuff. We have just finished our fast round. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Big shout out to everybody listening. Bill Abernathy in the building. We have been talking so much. It has been an incredible pleasure to talk history, to talk current events, to find out that as your music career and your second life has come, that the support from the family all the way to the grandkids has, even in the middle of all this crazy that's gone on, and for some reason that I thought would bring the world together, kind of brought them apart in the free world. That the family keeps it together. Mm-hmm. I love that I met the dude. I love that I met the mutant. I love that I met all these guys. I hope one day I meet all these other guys and girls in the back over there. And Bill, I got one question for you. This is kind of like to the audience that for some reason thinks I just yell at them. What do you give the new artist advice? Like you find a new talent, you find out they've been doing it for maybe a couple of years. They're so accustomed to their sound. Their sound is not sounding right. These novice guys and girls and bands that actually, are maybe too conceited at their time of their growth. What do you tell? What is your advice to the unsigned artists?
So it's really, really easy to emulate other people. Okay. It's easy to sit down and learn how to play a guitar like Jimi Hendrix and emulate Jimi Hendrix, okay? Or Stephen Stills, or John Mayer, or the Foo Fighters, or whoever, okay? It's easy to copy, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, it's a very, very great way to learn. But you're not them. You're you. You have to find your thing. You have to find your sound. You have to find your message. And you have to be confident enough in your message and your sound that it becomes authentic. Because if you're faking it, everybody knows it, right? And so you gotta have enough courage and intestinal fortitude to be yourself and throw yourself out there and say, here I am. If you like it, great. And here I am. If you don't, I'm going to survive anyway, right? So that to me is one of the things that I see in the industry today. We have a lot of copycat, right?
Yes.
And just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. And if it works out and people like it, that's great. But if you're trying to fake your way through because you wanted to sound like, Britney Spears, or you wanted to sound like Tupac, or you wanted to sound whoever, right? Yeah. It's not going to take long for that to flush itself out. You can't fool the world. People are really a lot smarter than we give them credit for. So what I think, Bill's opinion, what people really appreciate and what people really understand is being authentic and being who you are. And I have to be that way because I'm not smart enough to be any other way. That's just all I got.
Bill Abernathy, everybody, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. You can find more information and more of Bill Abernathy's music at billabernathy.com. A link will be in the podcast. You can find them at facebook.com. And it's a new Facebook. It's Bill, Abernathy, music songwriter?
Singer-songwriter, yeah.
And you can find them also.
So can I give your audience a challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I've been doing this. I do this. I have a very small circle of people that I bounce music off of, and I bounce ideas off of because I really trust their ideas and their opinions, right? And when I was writing this particular song, I bounced it off some people, and I said, "What is this about?" Right? You listen to this lyric, you listen to this song, and you tell me what this song is about. And to date, no one has got it right. Okay. So I want to challenge your audience to go listen to, and we haven't released it as a single yet, but the title song for this album called Who Are You, Who Am I? What I would like for you to do is listen to that, analyze it a bit, and then let us know what you think it's about. That's the challenge.
Well, I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to challenge myself with that. Bill Abernathy, Who Are You? Who Am I? Self-titled song about to drop right now. Bill, it's been an incredible pleasure. Everybody's loving you in chat. I hope that you go back and check the chat out. It was very fun. Thank you so much for coming on here and telling us your story, talking about your new album EP, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Yeah, no, thank you. You know, as somebody that has been doing this, you know, for a really long time, it's always fun to have a good interview, and it's always fun to have a good conversation. And you certainly facilitated that very, very well tonight. And thank you for that, because you made my evening a hell of a lot better. And I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Bill, for that. Thank you so much. I'm just, who am I?
what once was lost. We spend our time always looking for the answers. We cried so many tears, yet we cherished all the laughter. We lived through the joy, but then we fought through the anger as trust was divided and hearts became shattered. Emotions so bruised, so beaten, and battered.
Bill Abernathy. Who are you? Who am I? Thank you once again, Bill, for coming and talking to us. And we'll talk soon.
We shall, and I'm looking forward to hearing what folks think that song's about. That's exciting to me. So yeah, let's talk soon, man. This was fun.
Thank you. Bill Abernathy. Everyone loves a good story about second chances. And that's exactly what Bill Abernathy's story is all about. The Kansas City, Missouri resident began writing songs in his early teens. He played all through his school years, but then he stopped. Life took over. Bill went about getting married, building a business career, and raising his children. After his kids graduated from school and started their own career, Bill picked up the guitar again and began trying to rekindle his love of music. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. QSJRadio.com, home to the unsigned artists. You can find this and so many other interviews, Madluh interviews. Bill, thanks again. Shout out to everybody listening in.
voice to navigate us through the mic. Here we go! He's killing it. Watch out! He's showing love and he's mad about it. Madluh, that's why we say, come on, man, you already know. Madluh.